Hello, it's Oren Prunkin, and today I want to talk to you about an example of BizDev, business development I'm doing. And I probably should kick this off with a bit of a definition of what BizDev is, or business development. So I'm basically going out, as the title says, and I'm developing business. Or in other words, I'm creating partnerships that develop business for me later on. Business being prospects and customers. So that's what I'm doing. So the context for this example is that I have been building a whole lot of voice activated actions that sit on top of the Google Assistant platform. And what I'm doing is I'm securing quite a few domain names for or action names, but they're equivalent to domain names back in the day in the early 2000s, late 1990s, for URLs on the web. So most people can't really get any single word domain names anymore on the web unless you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, to go out and secure them. The same opportunity now exists for voice activated devices, particularly if you can get the action or the domain name for your voice action, you're going to be standing in quite a good position later on in the future, because this is my prediction that voice is going to overtake video and text just because of pure convenience. It takes so much less time to ask a voice assistant or an AI or a chatbot than it is to type anything. So that's my prediction of where things are going. And what I've been doing for brands is I've been going out and securing domain names for them. So I've secured quite a few different domain names or action names for myself that I think are going to be very valuable in the future, that I am quote unquote squatting, and I'm going to go sell them later on in 5 years' time, or whenever the gold rush starts to happen. So I've got in quite early, but I'm also doing the same thing for brands. Particularly the value add for them is that I'm securing their action, quote unquote, domain name. So squatters like me can't go and sell them back to them in 5 years' time. So I'm not squatting anyone's brand names or trademark names. I'm just squatting generic keywords and key phrases to start off with. But I am going on being proactive and going on the attack and helping others stop people more scrupulous than myself to secure these. So what I have been doing for the couple clients so far, I've just been securing their domain names. You can't just do that by yourself. What you have to do is build an action on top of that. So I've been creating generic actions for them that are really easy for them to go and update, so they can actually get it approved into the Google Assistant platform. So what I'm trying to do is I'm thinking about those people who are upstream from what the service I'm doing. So who, before they get to me, could be a great business development partner that could refer clients onto me. And I'm not going to tell you who this is, but I'm just giving you the framework of how to think about this. But I've already identified a profession or a set of organizations that sit immediately upstream from me. So once their clients are finished with them, the next logical step is to come to someone like myself to secure an action name or a domain name from me. Now, it's not who you think, just based on that last phrase. And I can see a lot of people going and trying to jump to conclusions of who it's not be. It's not who you think based on the last phrase I've just said, or any of the keywords in my last phrase. So that's the person I'm trying to identify. They're very easily identifiable. Who this organizational role or title is. So what I've been trying to do is get referrals. Referrals are so much better than going in cold or frozen, because you're coming from the known, and coming from the known is always better than coming from the unknown. So basically what I've been doing is going through my LinkedIn connections. I've just been reaching out to people that fit that profile to start with, and I've been pitching them, and I'm going to get to pitching in a short moment. But for everyone else, I've been reaching out to other people in my LinkedIn network, asking for referrals to see if they know anyone who has that title. The other thing I've been doing is just searching for people that have that title who are outside of my network. I don't know, second or third connections, and then seeing who we have as a connection in common, and then getting that connection in common to see if they can do a referral to me. So I know who this person is, I'm finding who they are, and then I'm finally reaching out to them for a biz dev deal. Now, the difference between a biz dev deal and cold contact or cold pitching is fundamentally different. The difference is when you cold contact someone who would go through frozen contact, And I've done another episode on that previously of the difference between them and why they should be interchangeable. The difference is when you're doing a biz dev deal is you're actually buying from them. You are the customer. So me, who's doing outreach to all of these titles and roles, is that I am the customer. So I don't need to follow any of the rules that apply to cold outreach, nor do I need to follow a sales process or the customer journey. I can go straight into pitching and selling what the offer is that I have, and then going in and negotiating. And then once I've negotiated, I can then really work out the deals and finally close what that is. I don't need to do any qualification or any needs analysis. Just by going out and selling and pitching off the bat will disqualify and work out if people have the need that I am offering. So basically my offer is, I'm giving them money. Now money talks. I could give them a whole range of other things, and the other kind of category I think about this is either money or gifts. Money I like is because money talks. It's easily definable of the transaction. I'll give you this and you give me that. I can track money, I can track affiliate and referral sales, and I can really, and the most important thing is I can calculate my activation cost, or the cost to acquire a customer. This is really, really useful because where I'm going with all of this, I'm offering quite a good incentive cash deal for people. And ultimately, the reason I'm doing this is probably I'm not going to make a loss. So it's not a loss leader for me, but there's zero profit in the deal that I'm giving. First off, what makes this attractive for me is I can get to build case studies and testimonials. I also get to get these ideal customers who have gone from upstream, downstream to me into my world. So paying cost price to get these people in my world, no profit, and then once they're in there, I can add value to them through this initial product, and I can build trust by delivering on that product and that promise I gave them. Then I can upsell, and upselling from that, once they're in my world, they've received value and built trust, is where the profit is for me. So getting them into my world and offering a really, really attractive cash bonus for these biz dev deals makes sense for me because of how I've structured the business model for this. But the most important thing when you are doing biz dev deals, and if it's cold or even frozen contact, is that you can go directly into selling and then pitching and then closing. You can skip all the other steps once you've found that person. No need to qualify them, no need to do a needs analysis, because unlike cold and frozen contact, you are the customer here. You are the person paying this partner in the biz dev deal to give you something. It's not the other way around. It's a really important distinction for biz dev deals, that you can go straight in and sell, pitch and close. Whereas everyone does that when they go out and do cold contact, and that's the reason why cold contact doesn't work for them. So hopefully this example of what I'm doing currently for a product, we're doing biz dev deals to get more prospects and more customers into my world. It helps you out. I'd love for you to go out and audit what you're doing. If you're doing any biz dev deals, see how this could apply to you. And if you're not doing any biz dev deals, going upstream from the product and service or solution that you offer and seeing who else does that is a really, really good way to bring in new prospects, new leads, and ultimately new customers if you haven't thought about that in a really scalable way that allows you to calculate, very much so like any other traffic and attention and awareness channels, what your cost of acquiring and cost of acquisition are. So until we talk next time, I hope this episode has been really useful to you, and we'll talk soon. Goodbye. Thanks for listening, and if you like what was on here and want more, please go to orenprunken.com.